I'm here with Kevin Kelly from Warhammer Conflict, and they're going to ask me a few questions about Warhammer Online Age of Reckoning.
Well, Mr. Mull, Warhammer Conflict has questions, and you have answers. So, Marek has posted, what is your favorite thing about beta testers?
My favorite thing about beta testers is they are, how do I want to put it, remorseless in their passion about the game. That is to say, they get in there and they just beat the hell out of the game. They love what they do, they love the game, and they want to make it better. And that ranges between praise and outright harsh criticism at times, but it's all because they want a great game, and I completely appreciate that about them.
Good to go. Kudulu and Krell have posted, while there has been no official remarks about the release date from Mythic Entertainment, the Electronic Arts website has published a release date. According to Electronic Arts, our long wait will be over September 23rd. Do you have any comments about that?
Oh, that's been seen on a few fan sites in the last couple of days, and my response is simple, as Mark Jacobs likes to say: until you hear it from Mythic, nothing's official.
Kudulu has posted, what ways will be available for importing and incorporating information from the Realm War Stats website into a guild's website?
The Realm War website lets you find out where you stand on various leaderboards, what the state of, well, eventually let you see what the state of the war is for a campaign, where your guild stands. Well, you can look for guilds, you can look for characters and what kind of stuff is on them. We haven't made any final decisions yet about how we want to extend that out to guilds and sites to be able to pull that into their own websites and guild leaders, like you say. But I mean, we're looking at it right now.
There you go. Has Mythic considered allowing guild leaders to access any of the guild administrative functions out of game through a web portal? For instance, if a guild calendar will be available for viewing on a guild website, could the guild leader also add an event to that calendar without logging into the game?
That has certainly been something we've talked about. At release, I'll say none of that will be there. But as a community director and as a guy who's run guilds before, I would love to see that in at some point. But I mean, that's a real long-term thing. What we're going to do is get the game out, get the Realm War out the way we want it, live in guilds the way we want it at launch, and then we'll just continue to add more functionality for guild leaders over time. So that's definitely something we can look at further down the road.
There you go. Kudulu has also posted, Mark Jacobs is quoted as saying that he wants people to put all their alts in the same guild. But if guild experience gain is reduced by guild size, and the guild size is calculated by the number of names on the roster, then guilds will not put their alts in the same guild. So in order for Mark and all of us to get what we really want, is Mythic willing to calculate guild size based on the number of unique accounts within the guild instead of names on the roster?
So, I mean, that's a really good question. It kind of boils down to, do you get penalized for inactive characters in your guild, more or less? Or characters that don't get played much? Or large guild size with only a few really active accounts? And it's the very thing we want to avoid. We don't want people adding alts to their guild and then not playing them or not adding them, and we don't want a system that penalizes people for that. And what we're looking at a number of different things right now in beta and trying to balance that. So really what we're looking at is how active the characters, we're looking at, what's a better way of putting it? How active the active characters are. That doesn't make any sense almost, but what we want to do is look at the active characters, not the inactive ones or the ones that aren't played very much, over a sliding window and go, how active are these characters, how much have they put in, and judge it off that. So you're judged off the activity of your guild rather than the pure numbers of your guild. And then that scales somewhat for small guilds to large guilds, because we don't want a large guild to just, boom, get to the end, while a small guild has to grind, and it takes a long time for them to get some abilities that are really nice as they level up. So it's a complex set of formula there to make it all work out, but we want to make it so it works for everybody.
There we go. Zemek has posted, what types of out-of-game events like conventions will War have for the fans after release?
Well, right now for Ultima Online and Dark Age of Camelot, we have town halls and road trips we do that are several times a year. So we'll certainly look at doing something like that. We will have out-of-game events for sure. We'll always be at conventions and cons and shows and stuff like that. But we're kind of looking down the road a little bit on that once we get the game out wait a few months, and then we'll start doing stuff. But and there's a lot of discussion about that right now. There's going to be stuff.
Jix has posted, I'm kind of curious about the Head Start program. Will we be able to make guilds during the Head Start?
Yeah, you should be able to. There's no reason why not. I mean, the Head Start is the ability to get in the game and start playing early and start leveling up. And there's no reason why you can't. I mean, you should be able to do anything you could do. It is effectively launch for us. It's just a smaller audience. But it's day one of the game, so you can do whatever you could do in the game.
Follow-up question, Squiggy posted, how long is this Head Start going to be, or at what point will you have that information?
I can't say how long it's going to be today. The information will be out, though, fairly soon.
Maracus has posted, why is Paul always very excited?
And the actual question suggests Paul is a Red Bull fan or many other stimulants. Paul's just like that. I think if Paul were to drink Red Bull, he would vibrate out of existence. He's just a guy with a lot of energy all the time and a real passion for the game and the crowd. So he just feeds off that. He's a really great guy to work with.
Sysadom has posted about the growth system. What new things are planned to be put into that after release?
So the growth system was a plan we had discussed at one point about, orcs would grow larger as they leveled up, or you'd have the option of doing it, and dwarf beards would grow longer. That's not in at launch. It was never promised to be in at launch. We just discussed maybe doing it. It's something we certainly are keeping on the list of things we'd like to do at some point, but right now we're just focused on launch and getting a great game out the door. So it's something we'll revisit at a later date.
Ranith has posted, will it be possible for a guild to hold a keep indefinitely? Will there be penalties if they can?
No, a guild can only hold one keep at a time, or one battlefield objective. But as long as they can keep it manned and keep it defended, so if you're an order guild and you've held a keep and destruction that can't take it from you, you deserve to get the points from that and to keep holding it. So as long as they can keep the defense up.
Sysadom has posted, are there plans to implement a drawing board on the maps for scenarios or other instance RVR?
Right now there isn't, but we were discussing this before this, and it's a great idea, and it's something I'll put down. As we go on with, as I said, with guild stuff, there's a number of features we want to keep on adding and keep on expanding the set of tools. And that's a great idea I would love to look at, and I say that fully aware that my web team is probably cringing right now, but I'm not promising anything. I'm just saying I would love to look at that and see what could be done in that regard.
Ranith also posted, will it be possible to see the leaders of all the factions within the capital?
So if you go to Altdorf, can you, as well as seeing Karl Franz, can you see the Dwarf faction leader and the High Elf faction leader? And the answer is yes. You'll be able to interact, get quests, gain favor with your faction leaders.
Now, Marek has also posted this. Who drinks the most out of the developers?
I think you're going to have to wait till after launch to really find out the answer to that. Not because, just because I think that's when it'll really be proven. That's when everyone will really be partying, and it'll be a big day for us. So. I want to thank you guys for coming out, and thanks everybody for coming to GamesDay here in Chicago. Oh. Any other questions?
We also have a gift for you, sir.
Oh my God. I like the extra labels. Very nice. Thank you, Anti-Sanctus.